common skill stun. I think it's going to be a little bit tough to pull off here against some of these CC immune characters on the side of Alo Gaming, but definitely a cook nonetheless that I'm very excited for here. The game starts up pretty passive all throughout though.
Yeah, they're trying to go ahead and unfortunately, well, this is exactly what we were talking about. They're going to keep on this pace very quickly. Actually, Roba actually almost got a little bit of trouble there. He's going to have to use his flash to get himself out of harm's way there. And that's going to be a spell that they might not have for a little bit later.
I'm not sure who ended up getting that jungle monster there, but a good amount of contention there. Great job on BTK to go ahead and rotate up and not let them take that for free here. Burning the flash for Ramba here. Still relatively early. When you have these melee supports like Jean and fucking late. There's not much you can really do until you get your ultimate. So since both sides have a melee support, I don't think we're going to see too many kills come down here in the very early game.
Yeah, a little bit of respect coming in. Actually, as I say that, we got Lomax actually coming down to the bottom lane, looking for some type of action. Does get that push in there, but Shark in the way to provide that shield to Mobazane and keep him topped up underneath the tower.
Yeah, so far BTK is holding their own there. They did send the pay up top to push that wave in, but I would say though, Alo Gaming, they're not really falling very behind. When you have Masashi versus something like Pei, you are kind of projected to lose the early game. But
wait, is this BO3?
Even if not slightly ahead in the early game.
Bro, I'm fucking late, bro. Oh my god, they said 3-0. God damn.
Board comes down. Masashi finds himself a kill onto best player, 1-0 in favor of Alo Gaming.
There's that crowd control you're mentioning there, Private. We see Masashi come in with the duel to the death, knocks up best player into the mic.
This guy should be dead, no?
And just like that, he's not able to really move and gets taken down.
Yeah, I mean, there's a Hoon laid down the board, but there's only so much he could do when you had best player in a bouncy House of Doom there. Popped up about 3 or 4 times there.
Yeah, we were talking about ping pong earlier. That's definitely a ping pong that I've ever seen it. Hoon
so late.
In that box,
when are we gonna see you play, my boy? No, never. We watching. Which is it loud? Is it enough?
Going ahead and enforcing their will. They're going to go ahead, try to find themselves being very sneaky here.
Oh no.
Yeah, down goes best player again. 2-0 for the side of Alo Gaming.
Bro, they're pinned though.
This thing around for them, looking for an objective here. If they can kind of get into here, they do take that out. Only lose a best player for that. But
can't hear that much, yeah.
If Alo Gaming was actually able to pick up that golem.
Which one? The game is loud or me?
They picked it up as well, but they definitely picked up the kill on best player here, and we're seeing Alo
is the mic low or the game is low?
The early game. This is not what you want to see if you're a BTK fan here. They're down 2,000 gold here, and they likely get outscaled.
They should be dead.
Here, but they go ahead and pick up a kill. Best player, he's on the board here, takes out the Concert U in the farm lane, and it's looking like instead of opting to farm, he's choosing to play with his team a little bit more here. He does not want to get outnumbered like he has in the past 2 deaths.
Yeah, very interesting here. You did see that Lomax kind of flashed in there, tried to find the pickup on the Zane. Speaking of pickup there, big pop-up lands onto here, and that is going to be best player down again.
What the
3-1, and this is kind of that double-edged sword of having a pay. Yeah, you have a pay on your team, but if you start losing this early game, it is very hard for you to start picking up those pieces and get that momentum.
No, we good.
Back up again.
Tell we good.
Is so squishy, and then the Masashi, you can't miss the duel to the death, right? No, it doesn't matter how much mobility the Pei has. You just go ahead and lock him down with that ultimate, set up.
Is it loud?
And they're able to constantly rinse and repeat and use that combo to take out best player 1.
My bad, my bad.
Yeah, and I mean, I want to say that the only real.
Bro, we good, bro. You're tripping. 4 minutes.
Mobazane kind of get farmed up independently. Speaking of which, big pop-up lands on.
God damn.
I couldn't even see who that was. It was Fly Chicken who got caught up in his own jungle. All I saw was stunned on the name, and he was down for the count. An immense amount of CC that we saw from the draft that BTK
I am loud.
have the answer for at this time.
It's a game one? Yeah, it
BTK
is game
not
one.
keeping up with the tempo. Wow, Alo Gaming is sending 3
It's best
into
of
the
one? No,
jungle.
I heard it's best
BTK,
of
they're
3.
not getting stuff somewhere else. So they're
It's still
allowing this
looking
Masashi
good,
every
bro.
single time
We
he
got
has the
trust.
ultimate to
Late
use
game.
it on cooldown, lock someone down,
2K
and get a
goalie,
kill.
2K, 2K,
And they're
2K.
not getting
Let's
something
warm
bottom,
up,
they're not
bro.
getting a kill mid.
Warm
They
up.
need to match the tempo of Alo Gaming and don't let them single out people on their team to take out in these 3v1 fights.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, oh,
2v1?
we do see that ultimate coming
2v2,
out
I mean.
from you, and does a catch Mobazane with a little far shot there as well.
Bro,
Shark's
Bing.
gonna have to go ahead, find himself a
First
quick
time I'm
run
seeing
home.
Bing
But I
in.
was gonna say,
Oh
like,
my
maybe,
god.
And a shark got caught out in the bush, taken down as another kill for Alo Gaming. 5
no way,
and
bro.
1. BTK
Nice.
is
Got out.
feeling the pressure here. Another pop up there onto Mobazane.
Bro, these
Might be
people are
on the
crazy.
wrong
They just
side
start
of
fucking
Doxa
flickering
there.
in.
Especially on a Guan Yu with all the pushing there. Musashi finds himself another kill off screen up at the top lane, and that is going to be a tier 1 tower in the clash lane going over
Bro, we're
to
fine.
Alo Gaming.
Alo Games getting a lot of kills, but they are up gold, they're up 3,000
We're
gold, but they're
fine.
not up an immense amount of gold.
Did we get it? Wait.
They do have a chance in these fights here, but they do need
Robo
to play a
Alma.
little bit more proactive here instead of being reactive, because it's really hard to react to the Masashi ultimates and the Guan Yus. There's just not enough time, right? And we see Doxa moving throughout the map, applying a lot of pressure, whereas Fried Chicken's kind of stuck in that clash lane.
Yeah, and I want to say maybe we have a different type
this
of,
game, there's
fight
no
when we
carry,
have
bro.
a
Oja
5v5
too
and
low.
we start moving out of the laning
Like
phase,
the
but
game?
right now, the laning phase has been so rough on BTK that they're starting at such a back foot that it's going to be hard for them to find any momentum to be able to catch up here. You can see already.
Oh,
big
no.
pressure onto that golem. They're not able to find it. They do come in
What the
with the
fuck?
Guan Yu. Find a push down goes the best player. We have the board on the ground, but look at the damage. Doxa gets taken
Yo.
down by
Oh, he should be
Mobazane,
dead,
as
bro.
we were
He
talking
should
about.
not be
He's
killing
been sitting there
anyone.
farming. Is it going to be enough
Boom.
for him to be able to put on the damage? Down goes Alonso,
dead.
and they are
what?
chasing down the rest of Alo Gaming. This might have been the
Okay,
field that
check
they
it.
were looking for. Find themselves 3 unanswered kills here in the mid game.
Both Mike and
That's
game.
exactly what we need from the side.
Bro, I don't even
love
know,
it
bro.
if they'd gone ahead
I don't
and
even
won
know.
that fight and pushed into the enemy jungle as well too, because they could have probably.
Where's the player
contested that
That's what I'm
Azure over there.
saying.
But big shutdowns going on the way of BTK there. They're catching back up in the gold. They're only down 2,000 gold now. Masashi getting taken out.
Okay, that's the
and
KDA.
Zayn has been farming all
Holy
game, and
shit.
he's starting to cash in some of those,
Musashi is
kills
fed
here.
as
He
fuck.
has 4.9k gold. He is still pretty behind compared to Concert U, but
Concert
once they get
U
a
is
few more of
fed
these
too, bro.
shutdowns and
1K
the
gold lead.
starts going in the way of BTK, like we've seen in this last fight, they can definitely catch up.
Yeah, and this is something I've seen before from them too, is when they can sometimes allow a decent amount when it comes to the
This is
laning
winnable.
phase. I wouldn't be comfortable with that, but then they understand some of the power spikes. They're kind of like, all right, it's all right, it's all right. We'll take this, we'll take that. And then
Yo.
once they start getting those items there, they're going to be able to try to come back here. Now, looking for another fight is Alo Gaming in a good position here, trying to chase down, looking for another tower. Going to go ahead and latch on to best player. Fly Chicken comes in from the side, and we see Shark there. Going to go ahead and latch onto Boma. 3-on-1 there. Board is out. Unfortunately, Hoon unable to catch anybody from Alo Gaming.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Fine,
how
we
much
good.
Action came in there.
We
Looks like a
good.
push coming out to
I
Alo
thought you were a
Gaming, getting some
sub.
chip damage
I am
on
a
the
sub.
tower of the bot lane tier 2.
But I'm
we
watch
see
party.
in a little bit of trouble here as they have 3 people on him. He gets dropped really low, but he does survive. But that tier 2 definitely goes down.
Yo.
Zayn, we didn't quite see what happened, but Guan Yu pushed him into the grinder there. That is
Nah, we
Alo
good.
Gaming, and he gets taken out.
Bro, we good, bro.
Yeah, he
we
was
good.
looking for a good position to try
Bro,
to
we
support
good.
his teammate from the side
We
there.
good.
And unfortunately, Doxa was right there to find the push and took Zayn out. Or I want to say we're starting to realize here as we move on later and later into this
Chat, we're
game,
good.
a lot of those options for BTK are starting to fall
Bro,
behind.
they're not
Zayn
getting
just not
cooked.
farmed enough to be that threat.
They're
that he
cooking
needs
for
to be
late
just
game.
yet. We've seen some sparks of
gotta
hope. Some of
believe.
the team fighting has gone in the favor of BTK, but
Bro, this game
unfortunately,
there
when it
has
comes to
no
getting caught
carry,
out,
bro.
when it comes to some of these
Literally.
laning pops,
This game is
BTK is having a trouble.
we're good,
There's
we're good.
so much CC on the side of Alo.
Where are their KDAs?
Absolutely, and Doxa on
comes
that
out.
Guan Yu's just been so impactful.
comes
Kind
out.
of like a
Once
secondary
in the
jungler for
blue
Alo
moon.
Gaming, always comboing up with the Masashi. We see Shark.
We
here
wait for
hiding
late game,
and
bro.
trying to
We
make
have
a play.
China
Does
late
not quite
game.
connect much here as Alo Gaming looks to collapse on Shark here. They get some vision.
Goddamn, my has got
here.
a. Oh
It
no!
looks like we got a
Oh,
fight breaking out here. All 5 members of BTK are here. This could be the
he
fight
saw
if
him.
they set it up right though. Best player getting dropped really
Bucks.
low.
Wait, what the hell? What the hell is happening?
Outburst, defensively, Shark gets taken down there. Hoon is the next one on the board. That is 3 down for the side of BTK. Mobazane was already taken down earlier in that fight, and that is because Shark got caught, tried to use that unbridled outburst.
Wait, OG played these people earlier?
Put BTK in a position where they had to turn around and fight, or just basically.
Bro, this is going late game, bro.
To be killed.
I'm telling you, 20 minute,
Absolutely.
the 20-minute objective, we're getting that, and we're winning the game.
There, but
I can feel it.
You on the side just ambushed them and it hit a little bit too hard as they instantly took out a few members of BTK here. Now
there is no way.
Starting to get to that point where it is really, really hard to come back from. They're down 7,000 gold here. They're trying to get
bro, the horsey.
Pushing 3 people.
Okay, good.
He does go down.
God damn! Stop making a ding-a-ling,
some life here, but no. Once again, they traded right back over.
Yeah, unfortunately, Shark, I mean, you're at a point where Shark should be tanky, but I mean, with how well Halo Gaming is doing, they're just.
Dude, we getting cooked. No, we're not getting cooked.
Shark can't even do his job. He wants to be able to check these bushes. He wants to be able to clear for his
Holy
teammate.
fuck,
But if he checks the wrong bush,
no.
I mean, you've got the whole of Halo
Holy shit,
Gaming coming
one
in
HP though.
Fly Chicken is finding out here right now.
Absolutely, Shark didn't quite have Unbridled Outburst ready there. His Fury was not charged up
But no one
yet,
killing
so
Musashi.
he was kind of caught with his pants
This is
down a
game
little
1,
bit
yeah.
there. I would have said after taking the kill on Guan Yu, maybe back up until
Both teams
they're
are
ready
both
to go ahead
equal,
and go back
bro.
in. But I can see why BTK is
this
trying to
shit
play
not
aggressive.
equal, man.
They're a bit behind right now. They're
BTK
a bit
better
desperate. They
late
need to
game,
make
bro.
some plays here to come back in this game.
Not equal.
Yeah, and I mean, you always kind of respect instead of
But
sitting
were
in
the
base,
games
kind of,
quick,
waiting
chat?
for
Because
that
I thought
final
they're
choke
gonna
to come
start
through
at
as they
3,
kinda
man.
close in around
started
you,
at
trying
3.
to do something, try to be a
God
little bit
damn.
more proactive, try to make something happen. Fortunately, you're at such a deficit here
They
right
don't
now.
follow
We're looking at
schedule.
about 7K gold lead for the side of Halo Gaming. It's not completely the end, but I mean, man, the writing is on the wall right now unless we
they
see
got the
something
purple.
magical from BTK.
Yeah, we definitely need to see a great team.
Holy
coming
fuck,
out
look
from
at the
BTK here,
horsey
'cause
dorsey,
this,
bro.
These overlords here are
That
going to
guy's
start
scary,
pushing into
man.
base, and they're going to get to that point where they're not going to be able to
Is
leave
that already
base
the
here.
one that- yeah,
And also
basically.
their scaling is not the best. Pay is going to fall off around about now. Byron's starting to fall off. They need to make something happen right now.
Getting cool. Yo, calm
Yeah,
down,
you can see
bro.
that big pop-up lands. They do
Calm
take
down, muchacho, we
one
good.
high ground tower at the top now, surgically
Okay.
moving on to the next one. Find the best
We should be
player
dead.
again. We have a board down onto the
Never
ground, but it was
mind.
trapped. All the players under one. You see that Mobazane gets
Oh
taken
my god,
out
they're into.
there,
Oh
and
shit, Hoon,
believe
kill him.
That Fly Chicken
Yeah,
is the
winnable.
next on their Shark.
Defendable,
follows suit. It is
Hoon.
just Hoon
Defend
cold
it.
out there alone to protect his
Defend
base,
it.
and I believe this is going
Ain't
to
no
be game
way.
one going
It's okay,
to
game 1
Halo
only, game 1.
Gaming.
Game 1.
Brutal ending there. Consoryu going straight into
Game
the
1.
base there, using protective winds to
Bro, they're
immune
good,
Pay's
bro.
whole combo. This game,
Bro,
best
they're
player
good.
won. Didn't really have much room to move there. He was playing against 2 junglers. It felt like.
Wait, they don't use mics?
And the Musashi.
Then what
and
use
then
Yo!
targets in the marksman where something like the Consoryu, which Pay
yo,
doesn't
private,
do
bro.
anything against here. So really, really tough game.
What's
for
that? Do
BTK to go ahead and
something,
come back
bro.
from there.
Yeah, I felt like we stacked the deck against ourselves with that draft if we were BTK. I mean, hats off to Halo Gaming. They just had a winning draft. You saw it right from the beginning. The first 3 picks, just an
No headphones, bro?
amount of CC
Shit.
out there, and especially some amount of CC to pick a hero like Pay into.
Bro.
Where, I mean, the moment somebody
Were the
catches
game
it, he's
quick?
not even the tankiest hero in the
Chat?
first place. One person
Were the
catches
game
it,
quick
and
as shit?
It's pretty much game over, and we saw
Like
that.
the games
Best player was
earlier?
fighting an uphill battle right from the
Bro,
beginning.
they're
and
not
unfortunately,
following the time, bro.
I felt like that was kind of reflected in the entire game.
Yeah, I think Doxo is definitely a very pivotal player and crucial
Did they
to
ban
Alo's
Nanki?
victory.
I actually
as,
don't know, bro.
As I mentioned before, he was the secondary jungler. He was
That was
everywhere around the
late.
map. He would just shove the wave against Fried Chicken, force him to stay in Clash, while him and Musashi went around and
Yeah,
Marco
do
Polo
something.
coming out. Similar. Let's go ahead and find out.
It's just
Wait, no Marco
I feel
Polito?
like him out of harm.
Damn,
To lock the
Yijing.
board. And Kylo is, they know it's
Opportunity kill Bennett. It doesn't matter.
No mic, bro?
That can counter mark.
No headphones?
And then being drafted so far by
Just gets a lot of aim stance. Always.
The camera is too close.
On the side of it. I don't think, but I haven't seen him too
off a little bit, but is Ogren and healing heroes. But it looks like in this game,
bro, why you guys blaming people now, bro? God damn, look at Carlos, bro. John Ball.
We're kind of like checkmate.
Was able to get farmed up, getting a few kills under his belt. Unfortunately, by the time he was able to get those power spikes, it was just too far gone. Alo Gaming just already had such a commanding lead.
They need, bro.
Kills, but
they don't need me, bro.
To kind of start going back through their jungle.
They don't need me, bro.
I feel for him because I mean a lot of people as the jungler, there's a lot of pressure on you, but what was he supposed to do with that much CC on the enemy team?
Wait,
absolutely.
Fuck, I don't even have water to give.
Thing is that the Guan Yu is now
removed. They do not need
many
me, bro.
Clash laners that play in the style of Guan Yu, right? Able to roam.
Where are you? Because we
and,
lost.
Like, so much like guerrilla.
Wait, this is OG.
Pressure, you know,
wait, did they actually got cooked?
So going into game 2 here, we should expect a little bit more
Let's
of a
watch
traditional Clash lane for both sides.
Backside, when running for the hills, auto attack,
bro.
Able to find
1,000 gold and taking more and more towers.
But they were getting
we haven't
cooked
seen much
too.
of on, but potentially the final fight coming out here as we see when getting engaged on here. Muchen actually, as he gets taken out.
But they like the horsey dorsey.
God
God damn!
He jumps into the fight 1v4, drops everyone super low.
Yeah, and right now they are trying to answer back. Ooh, look at the damage there. Fong is
oh my god, these people are crazy.
Lomax, but answering back
Fang goal lane?
When able to...
Shit.
Well, everyone like Dao, Keke's jumping in, having fun. On is kind of like holding down the house. You know, he's
started
a draft from them. I could tell right from the beginning. They were able to isolate down the Yuhuan.
Who's the criminal? I am the criminal because I'm not there. I mean the gold, bro. The gold, they're fine. See, this guy has 8k. You have same gold.
The May.
Actually, the first time we saw it here in the Kings Major West League, and
they should pick Audit's count, bro. They banned it.
Locking down the pay.
What do you want them to
that
do?
Is why they ended up picking the Musashi there. It's used as usually a counter to the Ogren, but it could also be used as a counter to high mobility heroes, right? Like the pay does not matter how many times you dash. Once he locks onto you with that duel to the death, you're gonna get knocked up, and that enables Guan Yu to go ahead and set up and push him away. Or a lot of times you see Dots didn't even try to push the pay. Once he gets locked
team
down
fight issue, yeah, it's just the game here,
enhanced skill 1 was enough to take out the Pei. Pei is, as you mentioned, a relatively squishy hero.
That's what I'm saying. Just pull out the Mankey, bro.
There were just so many answers. Even if it wasn't the duel to the death, you had the
bro, why are they not following the time?
You had the cavalry coming from.
Lee had to call me, bro.
From the Clash layer as well.
I'm sad.
Yeah, there was just so much CC.
Bro, ain't no way I'm streaming for 45 minutes. I should have just fucking watched.
You can see right there. I mean, all.
Why was it so early, man?
From start to finish there, and I don't know what that early bit was there before we even started fighting. Probably before we got our ultimates.
I low-key just
yeah, very dominating game by Alo.
Kind of doing much with that time, right? They weren't diving bottom, they weren't making plays.
It's the first game. To
coordinate a dive against someone like Consort Yu, but you cannot allow the Musashi, the Guan Yu, to just get kills and not get anything from it, right? Not push a tower in another lane, not apply pressure in another lane, letting Alo Gaming dictate the game against them, and especially with someone like the Pei. That is definitely gonna be
Davy's analyst. Is it BO3?
Yeah, and the more and more I think about it, I mean, especially when it comes to, I think I've been speaking about this Pei against CC till I'm blue in the face. It's just one of those things that's like, I've been able to pick up there. Take a look at the MVP Doxa on the Guan Yu. You were talking about, he was just everywhere with a great ability to catch a BTK. Did a great job, 2, 3, and 10 here.
Bro, it's early. It's
the damage is really interesting. Like we said, he's
I had to
not
sleep
really
at
known
9.
to be the big damage. You want to get a lot of those tanky items on
I had to
him,
sleep at
but
9
he's
or
what
10.
sets the tone. He's what sets up your
I have to
team,
wake up at
and
2.
A great initiator from them. we're gonna be
Now
seeing
I'm
here.
wake up fucking
man, this
one.
is the first thing is just how easily they were
Bro, they
able
said
to
this is gonna
kinda hunt
oh my
down a best
god.
player, find the kill there. Here,
Start
Mobile
at
was
3
able to actually
a.m.
get away, and
It
it
started
looks like BTK was able to
fucking
turn around,
one.
able
Oh
to find
my
a
god.
kill onto you, but like never anything more substantial than 1 and 2. Chicken here finding an issue in his own jungle, and like this was the problem. They were all over the BTK jungle.
Absolutely, and this composition on the side of Alo Gaming, I would consider a relatively low
BTK
damage
lost.
composition. Masashi,
say.
Guan Yu Clash, these
They
are
gonna
not,
do
you know,
something,
Lianko,
bruh.
Rome as well too. These are not high
Not
damage
in
heroes.
Malaysia,
But if
that's
you're
why.
able to get ahead, which they were, they had that gold lead, they had that item advantage, and it made it like kind of sync up perfectly where they have just enough damage to take out their
Holy
targets
board.
before they can really react.
Yeah, and
Bro, wait for next
I mean,
game, bro.
Here,
Dude.
Hoon just getting
Bro.
a run
AYL
down
is
and
getting
hunted, and here
cooked.
was possibly, I believe this was
I can
one of
feel
the
it,
last
man.
fights here as they surgically moved from each tower, able to kind of find their wits here, and then the final nail in the chalkboard.
They can't even commit. Look
Hoon
at this
trying
shit.
to place down those boards, and that was the problem. And then the
I
final
thought this guy's gonna die.
nail in the each
Look at this shit.
tower,
Oh,
able
his
to kind of
box.
find
Oh,
their
there's a
wits here,
fucking
and
my
then
flying.
the final enemy is the plan once that happens.
They were not trapped in there with you. You were trapped in there with them a lot of the times. They were just so ahead, and they have these meatballs. You know, they have Liang Po, Guan Yu, Masashi. These are characters that do not go down
banned for
easy. You
Zane?
trap them, and they're like, okay.
Zane is, but Shark,
I mean, his second phase.
I want to say, has
They
been
don't got
involved in
anyone
a
to
lot.
ban.
He has always been such a
Might as well
competitive,
target Zane.
top-tier player in North America, and especially in that roam position. And I'm very eager
Bro,
to
they
see
don't
where
got
he
headphones
goes here.
on, bro, in this
the side,
economy.
Here as both teams get ready for the potential final game here if BTK does not lock in.
This is only groups, so they won't be out. Yeah, basically. Output all. Is it that low, bro? Oh shit, it might be that low. Maybe it's too high for me. That's one.
We're no strangers to the fallout. It's what
But it's
got
okay.
us
Reset.
here.
Reset.
Ever changing, some chameleon.
Reset, bro.
Blood, sweat, and
Reset.
tears. We'll never make it.
El Carlos to lock in? Sure. Yo, Kalitas.
That brings us down. With a comeback, it's
Yo, I play people.
blood, sweat, and tears. Fight for what
But
we
they got good song though. Bro, what? How about we vibe with the music? James, I don't know, bro. Let's be done with it. What's the dance for us? HOA. I know. But they got good music. What the fuck? Bro.
Blood, sweat, and tears. Fight for what we want. Doesn't matter the cost. Every day,
Damn. But it's good. What?
nothing comes overnight. Strength in numbers starts to lie.
Bro, who made this song, bro?
Blood, sweat, and tears. Fight for what we want. Nothing comes overnight.
Bro, 30 seconds, bro.
Blood, sweat, and tears. Fight for what we want. Doesn't matter the cost. Every day, put in work. Blood, sweat, and tears. Nothing comes overnight. Strength in numbers start to lie.
Okay, it's our 4 hours. What started that?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the
9?
Kings Major West. We
don't know,
are
bro. They're gonna be
wrapping
here
up
for
day
until
one with the final series of the night, and it has proven to be a banger. ALO has taken it to BTK and are up by 1 point, and many fans wondering what can BTK do to bring this back around.
Just beat them.
Absolutely. ALO Gaming with a very dominant performance there in game one. We saw the graphs. It was all blue. They were almost never behind throughout that game there. And I think a big point we can go ahead and touch on here was what happened in that clash lane. BTK drafted around the Pei, around the Byron, which is supposed to win early game and get that priority. But they were not able to get that priority in the clash lane, which made it so that Fried Chicken was kind of stuck up there, right? Where Doxa was roaming all throughout the map with Masashi. Going forward, now that combo is a little bit off the table here. They don't have to deal with, you know, one of the more mobile clash laners here with Guan Yu off the table. If BTK can force a bit more of a traditional game, which I think is what they're used to there, I think they're going to see a lot more success in this match too here.
Yeah, a little thing that you mentioned off screen too is those little nuances too, like before 4 minutes, pushing into a tower when they have that shielding that you're not going to be able to kind of break down. Maybe there is a better use of your time. And
mic check, mic.
Come up from players who've been playing this for a while. Like we said, BTK, they're not exactly veterans of this game, so there's a little the things that they still need to pick up. Maybe though it's a little something to kind of go back to the drawing board. Understand
if they lose it, they're out. No.
Just as we move further.
They still have 6 series, I think. Right, chat?
Because you're not going to be able to have that much CC on your team again, because most of that's going to be taken off the board with this global ban. But still, some things that need to be fixed on the BTK side if they want to be successful.
Are you also there, Malaysia? No, bro.
Absolutely. ALO Gaming,
this is literally my room.
Team,
look at that shit.
I
see my room.
Was a bit more rotation heavy, right?
I see my room, bro.
Plays to the weakness of BTK. They don't have as
I was sleeping
in this game,
like
so
20 minutes ago.
Know all the rotations and such here.
So I had to wake me up.
Composition from the side of ALO Gaming, and I would like to see if BTK can go ahead and adapt to that and try to pick
room
a
tour.
That forces
No,
kind of what they're better
room
at,
is
right?
messy
The bread and
shit.
butter, the team fights. If they can draft a composition like that and remove some of the more roamy.
Wait, how many
picks that ALO Gaming could pick up something like that Guan Yu, but thankfully they don't have to deal with the Guan Yu.
How many teams do they have to beat?
It has been a night full of clean sweeps.
They lost because he is in there.
On BTK, whether we see our first
Were they banning Marco?
Go
Yeah, that shit was weird. They should have just picked it like third. But I don't know though.
For a low game,
I don't know.
They need to pull out some stops, get some of those priority picks that they like.
Serve them the magic water.
Is that there are some great picks that I do like that BTK is comfortable on, that they can do very well on. But likewise, I don't know if that same skill level extends. How deep it extends into the hero.
Or we go do or die, I think. I think they're still gonna play the whole every games, every series, bro.
If they have any surprises for us here.
Absolutely. I like the draft from BTK last game a lot. Sure, they were against a lot of crowd control, right? But that was a very textbook draft. But the thing is about that draft, though, I would say the execution on that draft is relatively difficult. You got to go ahead and master the early game with the Pei and the Byron and ensure you have priority there, right? And
they need me. They don't. They do not.
Two here now. Pick something that is a little bit more, tried and true to their players that they're a little bit more used to, where the execution is a little bit simpler. Something like we've seen earlier, the Liang, the Princess Frost, right? These kind of synergistic combos that are a bit easier to pull off as well.
No play, no Dharma, bro?
Yeah, there's some picks that we were kind of questioning too as well. What the priority would be for BTK. How is Zane's Arlie? Well, I guess it doesn't matter anymore because it's taken off the board.
Well, they've been Arlie.
And is that something that they would be seeing as banning? Dharma taken off the board here as well. And I like that you bring up too. Some compositions, while they can be successful, there is those little nuances that come into the execution of it that make them successful, that maybe BTK is not really on board with just yet. Maybe the answer is to kind of simplify down the compositions. Like you said,
fuck is Sage, bro?
Very easy hero to play, very easy to kind of get that lockout on people, and
they banned mine
to engage.
Absolutely, and it's not easy in the sense
By
that these
Luna.
players, cannot mechanically play him. It's just that their game plan
First
is a
pick,
lot
the
more
marksman
streamlined.
YZ.
Liang's win condition is relatively clear. You just go ahead and group up with him, he grabs someone, and then you guys all attack the grab target. But when we pick compositions like the Pei, the Byron, we're forced into situations where we have to go ahead and invade early game and win this and win that. And because of that, it might kind of, attack a little bit of their inexperience there, having to have to know all these invades.
It's gonna be jungle,
and these
jungle
timings to go
mage,
ahead and group up
or
and do
clash mage.
Oh man,
Mankey?
one of my favorite heroes is
Don't be shy.
Halo, that Nua pickup. Not the greatest when it comes to that early game, but when you come to that mid and late game, the amount of damage that she's able to dish out is immense. So kind of looking, I want to say the Halo's kind of looking for something that the later it gets, the more strong.
Oh!
BTK looking like they're going for something.
I put it in the bag. We go in game 3, boys.
Mankey, probably one of his brand players.
Yup.
Especially
Yep, we
on
go in
the
game
front
3, boys.
as well. So I want to say a little bit more comfort here for BTK.
We going game 3,
Maybe
boys.
Halo
It's
knows something we
over.
don't about the
It's
Huron
over.
here
Put it
as
in the
we go ahead
bag.
and pick it up. They did
Put it
ban
in the
out last
bag.
game. They're not
Put it in
able
the
to
bag.
ban
I
out
ain't
this
tryna
game, so
sleep
Future's
yet
gonna box
again.
it in. That could be in the roam position. That could be in the mid position. But Alo, once again, showing their knowledge of the game, I like to say, right? They picked a Nua, and while Nua has kind of fallen off a little bit, it's still a great
Yeah, AY
early
have to surrender,
game
bro.
here. And
They
Nua,
have
not
to.
many people
They don't
think
know
about
the
Nua, has a
Mankey.
great matchup against Long.
They
A
don't.
lot of times you see Long
They
get away
don't,
with
bruh.
1 HP, right? Can't really happen in the face of Nua, as it's telegraphed where you're gonna land, and Nua is just gonna put an annihilation right on that location and take
It's
you out.
over, bro. AYL.
And,
Wrap it up.
So that'll be very interesting
it
to
up,
see
bro.
how
Game's
well
over,
these kinda-
man.
oh.
It's game over. It's game over.
It's just,
I need my
they
water,
pick
though.
up the
Hold on.
play here. It's almost like they're like, we'll show you.
Bro,
we'll
why
show
are you
how this
benched
game
always?
works here in the early
What
game.
the fuck?
Just as they're gonna be able to kind of
Always, bro?
the jungle too.
I'm that
The
bad?
One thing too, especially a
Hold on.
Pei against a Mankey, especially if we're going with a normal tank Mankey, that's a pretty slow. He's got a pretty slow journey around the jungle,
Bro, look at this shit.
especially
I'm so
taking
cooked,
on something
bro.
like a Pei, who pretty much works his way with a blinding speed.
I'm surprised the Mankey and Yuan got kind of picked up first rotation there.
At least they
We were
just put my
mentioning that
hoodie on.
something like maybe the Liang can get locked in.
And fucking
we know
stream.
Hoon plays a little bit of Gan and Mo as well too. Maybe they can lock in something like the Gan and Mo and the Liang, and
I'm
that's,
cooked.
that follows that kind of streamlined game plan we were talking about here. Whereas now
Oh,
the
shit.
composition is a little bit all over the place. I think individually all the heroes are okay, but they don't have that much synergy together. We see the
Where's the
Foxy
jersey?
up here for the first
This
time,
is a
and then the
jersey.
Xiao being locked in
This is
for
a
Hoon in the
different
lane.
jersey, though.
Yeah, the synergy might not to be there. I'm just trying to read it out. I
Well, it's
feel
not
like
global
we
ban,
went
it's
with
not.
comfort, something that we like
Absolutely,
to play,
absolutely.
but does it meld well together as the team? We went for
Bro, we
something-
are going
maybe-
game
I've
3,
seen
bro.
this before too, and this is something that I
Keep telling you,
know.
AYL, if you hear this, yo, if you watch this shit, bro, that's surrender, man.
Heroes that it's something
Just
that
surrender.
can be
You guys don't know anything about the
unexpected.
Mankey, bro.
But at this level right now,
The Mankey?
I guess we're about to find out if it's something that they can kind of force, enforce into Halo Gaming.
Absolutely. Here we have Fatih versus the Futsu. How long is not the craziest against BTK.
I keep telling y'all, bro, AOL, if you hear this, just surrender, bro. You probably don't. If you probably don't know me though.
Either use Splendor or you want using Sorrow to kind of.
But is it Fuzi farm?
Avoid Futsu when they are trapped in by him there. But mainly, I think this Futsu pick is going to be trying to match Fried Chicken's side laning here, as he picks a bit more of an aggressive tower pushing hero here. Last game we noticed him on
Mankey
the
is too
Byron,
soon
had a lot of
playing
free time in
ace.
that clash
No,
lane.
they need to win.
Byron's not particularly known for his pushing
speaks
ability this
Spanish?
time. He picks up the Fatih
Fuck.
a bit better.
Messi
and
my
pushing
goat.
those towers
That's all I
and
know,
leaving
man.
him alone.
That's all I know. Messi my goat.
Yeah, and not just that, but it's some security in the late game. When you Fatih in the late is dang near unstoppable, and maybe that's something that they're kind of looking for, especially.
Bro, we
because
go
they
in
have
game
that
3, bro.
security on
Wrap
the
it
side
up.
of
I already
Halo
watched
in the
this.
form of Anua, who's
This
just
is replay, they won.
scales crazily with
This
the
is
amount of
replay,
damage
they
he's
won,
able to
bro.
output.
Yeah, I'm definitely be
This
watching out
is
for the
replay
Futsu
and we
Nua
won.
combination there. Futsu being able to lock someone in makes it so that Nua cannot
For
miss that
real.
annihilation, right? So whoever gets
See?
trapped up is in a world of hurt.
This
So I
is
do
it.
think though the composition from side BTK, they do have characters
Wait.
like the Xiao Xiao that can itemize into the
Oh, it
smoke
is
there,
Grandpa
and the Inbot,
Gold.
which is able to go untangible there and dodge that out. But anyone else like Fried Chicken or Zane, if they get caught out by that combo, could be in a world of trouble.
You know,
And
chat,
here's
you know
a
you
look at
can't
that very
ult.
early game we were mentioning here.
I mean,
He
you can
starts
ult
up in the
as
flash
Loom, but
lane,
you're
goes a
gonna
bit of
get
a
stopped.
chase here, and look at that, instantly shoves down the lane, gets that priority over for the side of Doxa there.
Yeah, and so now they're going to be able to.
How's
go
that
ahead
even
and
possible, bro? They got
rotate a
Mosey.
little quicker there. Shark takes a heap of damage.
Look
here.
at this
Another
strat.
thing too is having Robo Alma on this mode, so you're going to have a decent amount. Oh my god!
Oh my
look at
god, he's
the damage
making
already.
boxes.
Knew it was not supposed to be that good early game, but man, you can see the combinations, the combos coming there. That's going to force
Yo, we
Shark
got this.
back to base.
Absolutely. Alo Gaming with the Motsu has a good amount of poke as well too in their composition, right? Motsu's able to use that cannon blast to set up the Nua later on, and currently in the early game, it's really frustrating to play against that Motsu, landing those cannon blasts, stunning you, and getting vision.
But you know what's crazy about this game? You
against your
cannot
side
freeze
here.
the lane. As a
Yeah,
much,
that was the thing I was gonna say.
especially against
the
fighters,
amount
bro.
of range that they have on the side of Alo Gaming's really going to be something to contend with, especially here in the early game.
Actually, it's
just
feasible.
So annoying the amount of stuff.
Wait, can you even do pro players
stunning you? You're taking damage.
freeze
and
the
then by
lane
that
here,
time,
bro?
you're not able to kind of
Probably
get into
not,
the spike
right?
that you want. 3 people lined up at a mid
Because
around
they move them,
pushing his way.
they move around the map more.
Absolutely. We see best player here going ahead and taking the teleport back after helping out Fried Chicken a little bit here. Doxa setting up a bit of a freeze there against Fried Chicken as Pei and Mayin, once again, they're
Never saw
comboing
someone
together. We
freeze
see the
lane.
synergy between Doxa
True.
and his jungler here. They always play together and they're able to clear the map relatively quickly. I will say though, BTK is not falling very behind even though they are against the Pei. So maybe teams are figuring out how to
Holy
deal with the Pei early
boxes,
game.
bro. He's writing his name
I
already.
do want to say a
God
lot of
damn.
CC kind of landing there. My big turn is going to be how we handle some of these first objectives when we get there. Still got about a minute of
Ceiling lane, yes,
before
we'll
the
feel
Pirates and
lane
the
now.
Overlord kind of spawn. Ooh, as I say that, Shark actually might have been caught a little bit, trying to take a little bit of a peek there
here
in
we
the
go.
bush. They do engage onto him. Cannon Blast lands, and Hoon and Mobazane right there for the
Is
the
that a
support.
cooldown flicker?
Flash ultimate coming out from the Futsu, and he does connect on
Oh.
the Shark before he gets that ultimate.
Footsie.
Hoon, as you mentioned, there is ready to use
Footsie.
that ultimate himself.
How
and
you
go
say his
ahead
name?
and
Fuzzy?
zone them away from there. So Flash being blown by Futsu there without much to gain from it.
Yeah, and hopefully that kind of is something that kind of
Objective is 4 minutes.
beacon for
What the
BTK,
fuck?
so that they know they have something that is down. Can they turn this to their advantage? And speaking of which, Shark actually pokes himself into a bush, gets caught by Roba Alma in there too. Lomax too as well on the side.
If
there
it's
for the
Footsie, it
support,
should be
and, a
Mosey.
little bit of a push here from best player
Oh, I'm
Hoon,
stupid.
but-
I need to shut up.
Yeah, while we here we go, another
Oh,
ultimate coming out here, and Mobazane
no.
is
Oh, he got
in trouble
dragged.
as he's trapped between 2 boxes.
Fightable?
That just shows you why Long is so consistent. He got
He's big
pulled
dragon
by
right
Motsu
now.
and
Oh!
Motsu, and he actually
Oh!
Ooh, we do have the meteor shower come out there from
Shit.
Hoon. Best player dives back into the deep lines, but they expel out those flashes.
This
to
game
get
one is
away,
game 2,
and
bro.
No worse for wear is a low
Game 2 and we're winning. That's all I know.
Really,
We are winning, bro.
Even early game here,
We
I'd
are
say
winning.
Both teams are 0-0, and the goal.
I already
is
saw
neck and neck.
this.
This first
I already saw
fight is
this.
gonna probably set the pace of the game here.
Chicken goes
Dream
crazy.
trying to take it down
He gets
here,
triple
but
kill
best
this
player
fight.
is
No
right there.
cap.
This might come down to a slight fight. Dream Roam
He gets
comes out
triple
onto
kill
Pei,
this
lands,
fight.
and Pei is forced to run away
Oh, yo,
here.
footsie,
Pirates
footsie,
have
footsie,
half
footsie.
HP as the fight continues.
See? I'm telling you,
Halo
bro.
Gaming is actually forced to back a bit there. They take a loss there, and that's going to open it up for BTK to catch this first objective. Very careful in the early game, but BTK narrowly edging their way forward with a good kill there to line up that early game.
See?
Yeah, that was a great play by best player one, identifying that while the
Okay,
Pei is
check
strong in the
bush.
early game here, he can't quite win an
Are we winning
all-out,
micro now?
fight
Easy
versus
dubs.
the monkey there. So lands that
Bomb.
Dream Roam onto them there,
Easy
forces him to back
dubs.
away, and that allows BTK the positioning to go ahead and set up for that Tyrant, and Futsu gets taken out along with it as well.
Yeah, not just with the Tyrant, though. They use that momentum, go ahead, secure themselves a tower here at the bottom. The momentum starting to shift into BTK's favor here.
We're starting to see now that this game's a little bit more traditional, right? Everyone's kind of stuck in their lanes. This is the gameplay that BTK is kind of used to. They were not ready for kind of the rotations and the roams that the last game had. But now that it is a more standardized traditional game, they know what to do. They're playing their lanes right, and they're up 1.5k gold here.
Yeah, so they just need to kind of keep it up, keep that momentum with them. We were talking before when it comes to a lot of new teams, they're able to get some of the kills, but they're not able to answer back by getting some of those objectives, being able to invade the enemy jungle here. Best player doing a good job kind of keeping up that line to kind of offset some of those cannon blasts.
Oh, that's bad.
Well. But in answer,
That is bad,
able to capture
chat.
the tower up at top.
We are winning, but we're getting
Absolutely.
trades.
In this game, a lot
That's
of that
bad.
gold is on to Hoon here.
2v1. Oh shit, nice one mid.
On Nua as well as Zane. So the
See, I'm
carries
telling you,
outside
bro.
BTK are properly farmed up here,
This
and
game is
they are
over.
gonna be,
AYL need to
carrying the
surrender.
side of BTK, and they have a lot
They
of
need to
responsibility
surrender,
on
bro.
their hands.
Best player way up in front trying to take all
They
the
need to
damage while the
surrender.
rest of his team there pushing in that mid tower. I don't know that we've mentioned it here in this cast, but I want to say how important that mid tower is to kind of opening up the map so that you can kind of really instate your presence onto
How
the
are we
enemy
losing
team.
towers?
Doing a great
Yo,
job
do
hacking away
something,
at the
bro.
bottom tower. Doesn't look like Fly Chicken's
Footsy's
gonna be
dead,
able to
no?
save it here.
Oh, he needs
Ooh,
to
we do have
die.
that Dream Room coming in there. He's gonna pop up you. Is
No
it
way.
enough? We do
See?
have the meteor storm, but it is not gonna be enough.
They're getting
Huge
out
gets taken
macroed.
down in the backside.
Oh my lord.
3-1 for
Carlos, don't die,
BTK.
bro.
Here comes Lomax, finds the
You're
push
on
the
Mankey,
left player.
bro.
He doesn't have that dream rope to get away. He is down. Looks like Fried Chicken might be in a bad way here. Running for the hills, gets caught by a
No.
cannon blast, and the rest of the team finishes him off.
Alo says we can party.
But
too,
we have the
since that
lead,
emergence
no?
takes
Why is it
their
looking like we
own
don't have the
push down here.
lead?
Maybe BTK burnt a
Type
little bit
Jit.
too many resources on the Futsu there, because once Alo came in,
Don't we have the
they
lead?
all were on cooldown and not really able to fight.
Okay.
Another fight comes out. Meteor Shower goes down here, and Hoon is doing a lot of damage on that Xiao Xiao.
Yeah, he's doing great as far as the gold keep up there, being able to get some of those kills.
Yeah,
He's got
well,
a decent
which
amount of
country?
damage,
Messi.
becoming
It's
a
Messi
real
country.
threat when it comes to this team right now, sitting at 4-2 in favor of BTK.
The football
Yeah,
goat.
looking at that draft, I was not quite,
Oh, yeah, my boy.
Pick up here, but Hoon is able to make it work. He's up 1,000
See?
gold now.
See?
And I was looking at the draft, I'm like, hey, they have so much range. You have the Motsu, they have the Nua to go ahead and catch off Xiao Xiao, which is like a relatively low range mage, but he's able to make it work. He's joining these fights. He's DPSing down the Futsu every chance he gets. And he is so far flawless as he's 1-0-3 and perfect kill participation.
Yeah, we're moving into the 8
WZ for staying up.
4-2
I didn't even
in
stay
favor of
up.
BTK.
I literally slept at 9.
Little under a 2K
'Cause I thought they're gonna
gold
play
lead.
at
It's
3.
not completely out of the woods for
Bro, Lee
BTK
just
yet.
called
There's
me,
still
man.
a lot of room for
He
Alo
called me,
Gaming to
said, oh, they're
turn
playing now. I was
this
like, what the
around.
fuck? Are they not
Thing is
following
that
schedule,
keeping
bruh?
that Mankey up
Making me
in front,
tight,
take a lot of
HOK.
the
Come
damage,
on now.
take a lot of those cannon blasts as well.
Absolutely, and while Alo Gaming does have that pay that we mentioned does not scale so well, we see he's going a bit more of a tank build, and the side of Alo Gaming scales.
Okay, okay, who's winning red tree? Nice.
So it's not
Wait,
gonna be,
Alonso
wow,
didn't red
Last
tree,
player,
though.
was that a critical steal there in front of Alo Gaming?
Yeah, right in his face. He said, oh, I'm sorry, did you want this? I'm going to go ahead and snatch that away from you. So another objective there picked up for BTK, starting to get in the heads of their opponents. But you can see here, moving through the jungle very smoothly. Shark on the side.
Well, they're not getting
able to kind of,
the purple
ward
one though.
off,
Is
the
that
two members of
is the
Alo
purple
Gaming,
the weak?
while the rest of BTK kind
They're
of
not
helping
taking it.
to assist with pushing through their
Or the
lanes.
purple is useless until
Absolutely,
10
haven't seen
minutes.
much of Fried Chicken so far this game yet, but he's scaling up now. That Fatih is a menace in the late game. He's just kind of been chipping away on the side lanes, getting some farm, taking some towers now, and similarly,
We're losing
Futsu is
buffs, bro.
also as strong late
Losing
game, so I'd like to
towers.
see one of those clashes come out here where they 1v1 each other if we get a chance, but that might be coming up here as we see Hoon pick up the Void Staff. He's just so accelerated into his build here, Hoon.
KDA
He needs
check.
to be able to get into these fights and land those combos, and
Farm
no one on the
check.
side of Alo Gaming can
Hello?
really survive them.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I'm kind of looking for as we move into the later game. We're talking about Futsi, we're talking about Futi, who do very well when it comes to the scaling. Nuwa, though, has a lot of damage when it comes in there, but we haven't really seen
Time probably
too
for 10.
much. We have seen them be able to kind of come in.
Oh, because the purple one don't have the big ass wave
Anywhere out there. We
before
haven't really
10.
Seen, once we get to the point where she's able to kind of start spamming those annihilations out there to really start setting the tone here. Speaking of which, gonna go in there. We do have a dream roll onto the backside.
Oh, we're winning.
And another kill goes
See?
on
See, I told you, AOL just surrender,
actually,
bro.
no, that was
Just
best
surrender,
player's
bro.
gonna be able to find a kill on to you. Now going ahead,
You gotta surrender,
continuing
bro.
their assault
It's
on
over.
to the tyrants.
It's over. Where do you watch this, bro?
We're up 4,000 goals, showing that they do deserve to be here. We saw MOBA
See?
use an aggressive infinite vastness there. Not something you see very often, applying the dread onto the side of Alo Gaming in game and probably in real life too, as they are really ahead this game.
God damn.
Wanna let him go
Nice
in
one,
and
boys.
Alonzo, you can see there, Fly Chicken and the best player there chased him down under his tower. And we might be looking at our first full series of the night. BTK not wanting to go quietly into the night. They have this game 8-2 right now, very firmly in their grasp. They just need to be able to keep this momentum in their favor.
What country is this AOL? Bro, it's Messi country, bro. Do you not know where's Messi? Oh shit, he's dead. Kill him. Kill Doxa.
They don't give up this momentum here. They get a catch on Doxa, forces a flash away. Best players just so tanky on that monkey. They're eating all of those cannon blasts and annihilations and all the poke on the side of Alo.
Bro, Nuwa late games is pretty scary though. You get one ulted by them.
Best players just walking up, just stealing everything off of Alo Gaming.
No shame in his game. Just walks up there. It's like, oh, this is mine. I'm sorry. I thought I know you guys think this is your jungle, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and snatch that up there. Now BTK going ahead, putting pressure onto the top tower. Tier 2 is down there, slowly making their way through the lanes, looking maybe to kind of capture onto Alonso. Smells it in the forest, and he is backing out.
Mayin in a bit of a tricky situation. They're trying to look for a catch here, as the side of BTK do not really know where they're at. They're taking the Overlord here.
Bro, they gotta know where Mayan is though.
Alo Gaming can really contest this. They might go for a steal with the annihilation, but that's probably it as they go ahead.
Freebies.
Just so good at smiting this game, stealing everything away from the side of Alo Gaming and securing.
Bro, he's on Mankey, bro.
It's really tough for them to go ahead and secure anything against them.
Yeah, even and that's kind of the really debilitating part of this is that what they have the lead, and every little single thing that Alo Gaming tries to do, whether it's something like try to get the Tyrant, try to get their own buff, best players right there, snatches it away from them and just puts them further and further behind.
Absolutely. It seems like
the amount of cheese in this game is disgusting. Yeah, that's why you're gonna need the
their pace is kind of slowed down, right? They're keeping it at
Mercury
this
treads.
gold lead here. This is kind of the breaking part of the game.
The anti-CC boots.
Very crucial here, because if you lose a team fight here, it could be game. Both sides are playing really safe. You can tell BTK definitely really slowed down their pressure too. They don't want to make a mistake. They don't want to throw from this winning position they have themselves here.
Bro, AOL, stop wasting time, bro. Surrender. Game's over, bro.
Especially when it comes to trying to charge down that mid or
holy shit, you just can't move.
Final few high ground towers. That's when Nuwa kind of becomes.
Bro, Mayan, bro. They haven't seen Mayan in 10 years.
With that cannon blast, with that box there. Here right now, doesn't look like BTK is taking any prisoners.
Okay, we don't have Dragon Balls anymore.
Now strategically moving on to the next one, looking to see if they can catch themselves a second.
No, we can't lose. We can't lose.
They do find a kill onto Hoon. Now trying to
take
down the rest of BTK. Fly Chicken in trouble, gets taken down as well. You finding himself to kill their
no, he got luck.
No,
we good.
For themselves. Hoon, or no, actually, I believe, yeah, that was a Shark who was able to find himself a kill. But turning that around, Robo Alma turns it around, able to find his own kill as well. It is just best player and Shark left on the board. And is that enough momentum for Alo Gaming?
A bit of a sloppy fight here for BTK, but honestly not that bad. They get that high ground, they have that minion wave pushing straight into the crystal of Alo Gaming. They need someone to go ahead and respond to that, and all while that's happening, best player ends up taking a Azure Golem on the way out. I would say things ended up pretty well for BTK here, even though they lost that trade there 3 for 2. But
they gotta find Mayan, bro.
And push out of the base there though, but it's just so tough since they're so.
They gotta find Mayan.
I mean, but that's
Oh
what you
my
want to
god,
do.
someone
You
check
need
the
to
bush,
wait for a
please.
good opportunity.
They didn't check the bush, Hoon!
BTK find themselves a great opportunity.
But they still got it though.
Unfortunately, it does look like they're going to have another tyrant on the side of a BTK. Like we said, they were able to kind of get that advantage, but just not enough to.
As a cheerleader, you're so silent.
What you talked about it before. They've slowed down a little bit here. They need to be very careful here in these next few fights.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky situation.
I am
BTK is
speechless.
ahead and they've slowed down. They want to play
I'm
it safe
speechless.
And, don't want to throw this, but at the same time, we're 5 minutes away from Tempest, right? Once Tempest comes up, your gold lead doesn't really matter. Everyone's full build. It's just a full-on fight. So this is going to be among one of the last pushes.
Bro, AYL.
Able to hold this off here. It might
Surrender, bro.
Alonso in the back line. I don't even
We're
think
so
they
good.
see him. He comes
Okay,
in there,
they
gets
fuck.
the seed, and
Okay.
takes him down very quickly. Hoon catches him with that meteor shower, and that is a man down 2, in fact, for a low again.
Nice.
Just that one single
Nice,
mid
nice.
high ground tower
Nice.
left for their side.
Bro, I told you we're going game 3, bro. They didn't study. Boom! Boom! Boom!
Takes it 1-1.
Boom! Bro, look at Carlos, bro. He hit his head. Look at Carlos. Boom! Let me hit you with my forehead, bro. One more. Like, boom! God damn! Kalitas with the forehead.
On the Xiao Xiao pick, relatively low range pick. You would think it struggles against the new on the Motsu, but he's able to make it work. He's able to do
Bro,
all
I'm
that
telling
damage,
you,
cut
bro.
down the side,
Just give him Mankey, bro.
Yeah, and that was one of the big concerns for me when I saw the Zhao Zhao. Like,
You see this shit? Highlights for Carlos, bro. Look at this. Hold on.
Everyone three here, especially with the likes of
Boom!
Full Tank Monkey here in the front lines here, pushing.
but the pressure that they were able to mount really even stopped a lot of them from being able to get taken out. I can't even remember a lot of the anything from Nua that was resembling a lot of offense that really kind of let that pick kind of come into play. So it was a great job by them to really kind of stifle the output of that pick as well.
We good,
and then,
bro.
man, just a great game there. The Menki pick, this is
Game 3.
One of
We're gonna get Marco Polito, and we're winning the game.
Absolutely best player, top global on both Monkey and Ogren. So this is definitely one of
Was
the
it
picks
Monkey
he's in
though?
here. And it just shows that sometimes maybe we don't really want to play the meta. I would say game 1, their draft was objectively better, right? But game 2, as you mentioned, they're on their comforts, they're on the Monkey, they're on the Xiao Xiao. These picks are not best in slot, they're not top tier. But what matters is these are picks that they're comfortable with. They're able to play with them and execute them, and they sure executed in that game there.
See?
Yeah, a great job by them, and that's why I said, like, it felt cleaner, they felt more relaxed, they understood what they needed to be doing on that game as well. And then, like you said, they
wait, it's
kept
global
the
ban?
very simple as far as the rotation.
Damn.
These and maybe that kind of comes to them understanding these picks a lot better. They understand what makes them succeed, what they need to be doing on them, and they just put that into focus on those matches. So the final question of the night is, can they duplicate that success?
Absolutely. Here we were mentioning that with the newer team,
What Carlos gonna play then?
Experience, and that hero pool might be a little bit more shallow, right? So as we're going into the first game 3 of the day, we see 10 heroes removed on each side, so they're gonna have to dig a little bit deeper than everyone else when it comes to their hero pools here. But Alo Gaming, they're probably a little bit shell-shocked. They didn't even get like any resistance, it felt, from BTK. But then BTK just flips the script on them.
Ogren. You're right.
We could lose this, guys. Right?
Oh, we have Ogren. We still have Ogren and Ling. You're right, you're right.
BTK showing that they are
As long as no
competitive, they
Fanny, we
deserve
good.
to be here and making it the first 1-1 of the day.
Wait,
This is something that I mentioned
wait,
before
chat.
when it
Everything
comes
is
to BTK, that they have
everything is
this
2-0
ability
today,
to
bro.
kind of be so good on certain
Wait,
heroes
Carlos did
that you
84
wouldn't
point K
expect,
damage,
that
man.
certain
That's
heroes that
crazy.
aren't really
93%
in the
team
meta,
fire
and
rate.
you're kind of
Sheesh.
this pick is countered by this, or this pick is countered by that. But they just have that skill level on that hero, on
Sheesh.
that comfort, that really can be a surprise. And I feel like that's what we saw coming from ALO Gaming. They're just so surprised that the way that they were able to play these characters. I'm very happy with how that draft and how that playstyle. Mostly, I want to not even just the draft. I feel like the playstyle out there. Much
Mankey
more
getting
comfortable. I was a
banned.
little
I
worried
mean,
in
they're
the
not
beginning,
playing anymore.
seeing how that first draft went for them, but it's night and day, and it's very evident. So
No, we still have Ogren. Bro, Carlos just needs to spam Ogren and Mankey, bro.
Continue to do that with more picks here in this third game. We take a look here, man. It was all BTK all the way.
Absolutely.
What are you
BTK
guys
blew
saying,
this
bro?
time here, but as you can see here, that graph is all BTK.
We are Honor of Kings
and
now.
as you mentioned there, yeah, it seems like game
Kings
one,
of
they played
Honor.
it by the book. They had a very textbook draft, like we mentioned.
Y'all are
But
tripping
game
ballsy,
two, they
man.
said, Coach, let me cook. All right, we're gonna draft up the monkey, the Xiao Xiao here, and since these are picks that they're comfortable with, they actually did cook on them and had an extremely impressive performance.
Bro, we
Not
good.
something that you see on the paper too, as those things that should be together or that work well together, but it's something that they were able to make work, and it's something that I want to say has been a long-standing complaint sometimes for me when it comes to teams into the meta.
Hey!
Speaking of which, MVP.
God damn!
31% damage, taking
God
32%
damn,
damage.
Kalitas!
One of my big complaints comes from teams who take
Bro,
they
throwing
go to
game.
these boot camps in a certain country, and they become a poor man's version of that country's meta. Here, I feel like BTK can shine if they kind of take things under their own control, develop their own meta, understand the game their own way. Don't just do what you've seen from other people. See what makes you comfortable and what you like, and maybe you can make that more successful than what we've seen thus far. Here, seeing the dominance, Fly Chicken running for his life here from ALO Gaming, not able to get away, but man, the domination coming. Shark doing such a great job with that range on that Huan.
Absolutely, and look at Hoon there on the Xiao Xiao, just dishing out so much damage in that
Xiao
game there.
Xiao.
And as we see best player
Ooh.
get MVP, we also got to mention his smites were so on point. That's one of those skills that
Holy
transition
Kalitas,
through
man.
multiple MOBAs, right? It's kind of similar in every gamer, and we're able to see their skill on that secure there, securing every objective in the face of ALO Gaming, securing
Bro, what are you
buffs,
guys
everything.
saying?
That smite was on point.
Link where?
Yeah, and plus the added effect of enraging the enemy team. I'm gonna tell you, there's nothing quite as detrimental to your mindset than having something stolen away from you by a smite. And best player actually able to do that twice here. As we see there, a little bit of a turnaround there on the side of BTK, but able to man those bridges and keep that momentum going for them.
Bro, it's just my TikTok.
A win
The fuck?
over ALO Gaming here, now tying this series at 1-1 apiece.
See? Chat, I have alarm at 2.
Absolutely here, and as we
I
go
have
into
alarm
break
at
here,
2,
we gotta
bro.
get ready for match 3. Stay right here, guys. Okay, don't go anywhere. We have the first game 3 of the day.
Three minutes again? Bro, we don't need the break. We already know who's winning, bro. Bro, AYL just surrender, bro. AYL just surrender, bro. At least we get to hear this music, though. Hold on. Bro, this Brainiac guy, bro, you're annoying, bro. Get the fuck out, bro. Put user in timeout, 24 hours. What a good boy. Stella, bro. Hey, we get to listen though. It's fine.
You know I feel the darkness and the pain. All of the ways I tried to break
Can you do analysis on the game before? No. We get to listen this.
You know we made it out, we found the light. I fly
Bro, I need this song, bro.
so high, light up the skyline. Let's do it this time, like it's a whole new vibrant world.
God damn.
Like we're the only ones in this world.
Bro.
Only ones in this world. Now I see that I got everything I need. It's alright.
Bro, what's the title of this, bro? Yo, we need the song.
Cause now I fly so high, light up the skyline. Let's do it this time, like it's a whole new colorful world. Like we're the only ones in this world. Like we're the only ones in this world. Never thought we'd get this far, burning like the stars. How we get this far?
Song name.
Like we're the only ones in this world. Like we're the only ones in this world.
Yo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Kings Major West
That shit
Day
loud.
1 final series of the night, and both BTK and A-Low Gaming sitting at 1-1 apiece.
This
for
is
a
chill.
game
Yo,
winner
calm the
of a
fuck
final
down, bro.
series.
Could we have picked a better game?
You guys
to go
are
game
hating
three,
right
alright?
now.
If we could only pick one game to go game 3, it would be this one here. BTK fan favorites here, showing up.
Oh, I
and
found
showing
it,
that
bro.
they can play, man. It's not just all, you know, for show here.
God
They can
damn.
very seasoned team. This team ended up placing
Y'all hear it?
highly in last year's Major West League as well too.
Wait,
So
do
this is
they have it on
not a
Apple Music
random
though?
team here. They're able to show that they're able to play. As we
Do
see
they have
Elo
it
Gaming
Apple
go ahead
Music? Hold on,
and
hold on.
choosing red side after that loss here. This is game 3, the first game 3 of the day. I'm curious to see what comes out here. Let me see the Marco Polos, eh? Bring
Bro, I
up the
swear to
Marco
God,
Polos.
if they don't have it Apple Music, I'm gonna crash out, bro.
One thing we saw from the
Oh, they
first
have
game,
it.
they had a
Chat, they have it, bro.
counter to draft to Marco Polo and
Look at this
still
shit.
hand him out. I don't think there's
They
anything
have
worse
it.
than They don't want to see more.
They have
than
it,
seeing
bro.
Hussein on, Marco Polo.
God damn, bro, but they
This
don't got no
is
headsets
something
though. They don't
we've
hear
all
the
talked
song.
about, him coming over to Honor of Kings, Marco Polo has been one of those things that he really has taken a liking to. It really has a great amount of skill on. And while Marco Polo
Learn
is one of
the
things that
lyrics, bro.
everybody understands,
Hell
everybody knows
no.
how to counter, there's just something to be said about those people who can do so well on him, can go in, get those stuns, get that ultimate off, just to spray your entire team with damage. But, ladies and gentlemen, going into the final draft of
Game
this
3, boys.
series,
I already seen this shit, bro.
Going into this
Game's
final
over.
game here, I think everyone is 1-1 is already a little bit unexpected here. Anything can happen here. We've seen BTK pick up some unconventional picks here. Alo is running a little bit deeper into picks here as well too. But BTK sticking to that formula where they are going to remove that Luna. They don't want to deal with it. They know Alo Gaming has a strong Luna player there, so they're removing it every single game here. Mai gets banned out as well too because Alo, they already used the Mai.
yeah, they use the Mai, and they definitely don't want to see Hoon on that. It's been one of his favorite picks. He does so well to be able to kind of traverse the map, become a nuisance throughout all of the lanes. So they're going to go ahead and make sure that that is taken off the board. Uhan taken off by BTK, waiting for that.
Exactly. Why do we need to
fourth and
learn the
final
lyrics,
ban
bro?
Of this first banning phase by Alo Gaming.
Absolutely, we see BTK get first pick here. Now that we're a little bit deeper into the drafts, maybe Arlie is up too. But wait, there's been a lot of speculation that Zane isn't the strongest.
God
but
damn,
the
Arlie?
Arlie, here we go. MOBA Zane Arlie.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah,
It's
we're
over.
going to see if he can put all
It's
of those
over.
rumors to rest. This is Arlie.
It's over.
Pro level here. We're about to find out.
It's over, bro.
Especially matched up against a Dharma, who, from what I've been told, has a
It's
lot
over.
of lockdown power for the Arlie.
It's over, bruh.
Absolutely, and he gets
I'm not
to
in
double it up
Malaysia,
if he
bro.
wants to too, as well
Oh,
with
they pick a
Dolia.
Gudo
As I
too?
was about to
Oh,
say,
it's
as we get
over.
Deeper into the drafts here, picks like that Dolia are going to be more and more important. And then it looks like they were ready for the Dharma. They didn't ban it. They
Bro,
knew it was
Tonton,
gonna
we
come right
lost.
after if they
Bro.
take the Arlie, but they
Y'all
have
hating,
the
man.
Schwanza hovered here to counteract
Y'all gotta
that
stop
Dharma
hating,
to
bro.
make sure that the Arlie is going to be safe from those truth mantras.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be very interesting. This is the pick that we kind of were hoping to see from BTK in that first draft, when there was just that insurmountable amount of CC coming out from ALO Gaming's draft. Here, they wanted. I'm definitely wanting to see, or they are definitely wanting to kind of protect this Arlie, get Zane fed up so that he's not getting locked down. Hopefully by that mid
Explain
and late
Arlie
game,
in
he's
ML
gonna be able to kinda
terms.
take off,
Bro,
carry the team to
LeBron
victory here.
James.
Gannon Mo picked up for ALO Gaming.
Absolutely. And Arlie, why we bring up Arlie?
Bro, why they got
here,
Lee here, bro?
a
God
contested
damn,
pick here
Lee.
is, number one, it is
You on the enemy team?
marksman in the game. That's undisputed. Everyone understands that. But Arlie is also one of the highest skill cap marksmen in the game too. And Zane being a little bit newer to the game here, someone like Arlie is a bit daunting here. But he goes ahead and locks it in here for the match point where all matters. I'm very excited to see how he does on that Arlie.
Yeah, I think a lot of us actually are. We've heard because like you said, it's one of those high skill cap.
They're gonna pick fighter
Zane
again.
Isn't exactly. He's not lacking when it comes to his skill level, his technical ability on heroes. It's just, has he had enough time to really kind of break out that hero to those types of
Bro, why
limits
you
here,
all
going on to
hating,
the
bro?
second banning phase here. We do see
God damn, they
Tano
pick
and
Flowcock.
taken off the board by BTK.
And then it looks like Flowborn Marksman being hovered here. One of our
Bro,
first,
it's so cold.
Flowborns we've seen today. We didn't see much Flowborn tank,
Fuck.
surprisingly, which is a pretty strong pick in the meta as well. But Flowborn Marksman,
I had to wear
have
socks.
a lot of range poke damage with that Gan and Mo with that Flowborn Marksman here to kind of whittle down the short.
God damn, Charlotte.
Come with healing. There's
Are
no
we
real
winning,
healing
bro?
on the side of BTK outside of Agudo here. So it looks like ALO Gaming might be trying to play a little bit more of a game of attrition.
Oh, they
here
got
with
laser
some poke
too.
coming out.
Yeah, and that's gonna be they're gonna go ahead and pick the Nuwa instead. This is something I'm pretty excited about. Nuwa's kind of one of my favorite mid lanes, despite how
Bro, Tony's such a hater, bro.
the game is. And honestly, I think with the last nerf,
They
it's
changed
even
you-
more tragic.
Bro, we're not
because it has
losing.
even more of a slower start. But as we saw, even from the last game, you can hold.
Guan-
her out.
Guan
You
Yu's
can
banned,
really
bro.
kind of
The
be
horsey
super
dorsey is
aggressive to
banned.
the Nuwa, where she's not going to be able to take off to that mid and late game. And we're going to see if ALO Gaming is
BTK
gonna be able to
no
have that same
CC. I don't
success
think they
that
need
BTK
CC.
was
I think
able
they're
in
playing
their
for
last
macro
series.
here. Type
I love
shit.
cheering for BTK, but ALO Gaming is locked in. One of my favorites, the Kaiser gets locked in from ALO Gaming here. Kaiser with the Dolia, they're able to have that double ultimate combo. Now, when it comes to late
We
game,
win.
it is going to be really tough to beat ALO
We
Gaming
fucking
with
win.
the Kaiser here. One of the strongest late game melee carries. Is BTK able to kind of match that with something like the Arlie here and the Nuwa? This game looks like both teams are pretty equal all throughout the game.
We win, boys.
Yeah, we're gonna see here. I mean,
Last
come
game.
down, it has what we've seen here is that the
Don't
draft can
bro.
be one thing. It's the
Did you not
execution
know,
that
bro?
really
Did you not
makes
know?
these games
I already
shine, and
watched
that's what
this
we're gonna see
game.
from both of these teams. Which
We
one's
won.
execution of
I already
these
watched
drafts
it.
is going to
Game's
make them
over. I
successful
already
here.
watched this game.
Absolutely. I think both sides have merit to their draft as well too, and I am no longer gonna doubt BTK's draft after seeing the clinic they put on last game here though. So we're gonna just have to see how they go ahead and play into the game there. I will have to say though, their early game, they could probably get away with some more stuff, right? Kaiser's one of the slower clearing junglers, right? He's not.
Oh,
gonna
this is
be as
record?
reactive as
I already
someone like
watched
Kang,
this
which they
shit,
just
bro.
dealt
This
with
ain't
here.
no lie.
He's gonna be a little bit more sluggish.
I'm
but
from the
if,
future.
ALO
We
Gaming
winning
is
this
able to
game.
slow down and
Bro, AOL
neutralize
just surrender,
that
bro.
game there.
Just
Kaiser
surrender,
late
bro.
game with a Dolia is an absolute demon.
I'm very interested too, especially with this new taking on a Ganon Mo. The Ganon
Bro,
Mo, I really do
Daffy,
kind of
bro, look
favor
at
that in the
Daffy.
mid lane. He just feels more oppressive, has a better clear as well. So he's going to be able to kind of get some of those rotations in the early
Bro, it's
game,
1 a.m., bro.
on from Hoon. Here, we're going to take one last look at this lineup before we get into game.
All forces, move out!
Absolutely, here we go. This is gonna be match point. Winner takes the match here. We see low match.
Wait, are they using their last name, by the way? Alonso.
Detective skins here.
Roba Alma.
And in the early mid game, Dolia is probably gonna be resetting someone like the Ganimo, so we're gonna see a lot of blades come out. This is gonna be a really good test for Zane's Arlie here, because there's so much threat on the side of Alo Gaming that he needs to survive.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing is there's a lot of heroes on the side of Alo Gaming that
God
really
damn.
pair well with that Dolia as well. So to get those resets here, you can see 3 players already from Alo Gaming going to go ahead, clear out that
But it's
jungle
Smith
at the
incline
top
tomorrow.
lane.
I already hit it
I'd say
today.
basically everyone except for maybe
Doing back tomorrow.
Full-born Marksman really loves it when their ultimate gets reset here. So that makes it so
Wait.
Alo Game's game plan is any fight that Dolia
Is it low?
in, it's gonna be really hard to just beat him straight up if you're fighting against 2 Truth
Isn't good
Mantras
enough.
or 2 Kaiser ultimates or like the 1,000 blades again, and Mo's gonna end up throwing at you.
Yeah, that's going to be the really interesting part here. Both teams doing a decent amount of respecting each
Yo,
other's
EQ,
power here.
yo.
Real
Too early, bro.
engagements
It's
just
too
yet. We
early,
can see
bro.
that teleport coming down to the farm lane.
Bro, it's too early. Calm
Absolutely,
down.
and I do like
What the
adaptation
fuck?
From Alo Gaming, picking a little bit more of a greedy pick. Kaiser is historically a very greedy jungler there. You know, not very strong early game, very focused on scaling. But they identify there's not much BTK can do early game. They have the Swan Sub, they have the Arlie, right? They can't really do much in the
Dude,
early
they're
game.
winning this shit.
Ooh, taking a little bit of a beating there, getting down to about 50% health there is Mobazane, puts some damage onto the enemy, but backs off wisely. Here, I mean, both teams, I want to say, kind of testing the limits of what they can do here. Mobazane is going to go ahead and catch a little bit in the back. Hoon comes in, looking
Oh,
for
no.
an opportunity
They're gonna
to
get
find one.
invaded.
Meanwhile, in the jungle here, we do see Alonso.
I don't even know how
and,
Kaiser works, though.
Lomax here
How does
trying to
Kaiser work,
Go ahead
chat?
and put some damage on to the side of BTK. Oh, Fly Chicken comes in and an annihilation just wide of Alo.
Both sides are playing like they're on a tightrope here, where their first kill that goes down loses you the game. They're playing really safe. Everyone's getting away
Nice.
with really low
Holy
health here.
fuck.
Hoon
Bro, I
almost
hate
getting
gunning
taken out
him
by
when he
Ganimo
ults,
there.
bro.
But just like we seen last time here, very even here in the early game.
Yeah, I want to say, man, it's going to be heartbreaking for whoever gets kind of that first fight. Both of these teams fighting very closely to the wire here. Very careful, dancing in and out,
Codependent.
not trying to put too much punishment on, not trying to put themselves into harm's way. Trying to
Chat,
be
is the
safe.
audio
But,
bad or
we've talked
good?
about this before,
I
too,
think it's
right?
good
Everybody's
enough. You
safe
guys are
until
just
these objectives
crazy.
get out on the board, and then we're going to have some problems.
Vision
'cause then
scroll.
you're
Yeah,
kind
it
of
is
forced to
an-
get that engagement.
This is like the calm before the storm here, you know? Since no kills went down, both teams, they don't want
Oh,
to
nice.
go ahead and give up that kill here. It looks like BTK is playing really aggressive. They want it
Nice.
here, and they
Oh, this
are
guy should be dead,
bloodthirsty
bro.
as They take out Dolia, but that's not it. Full-born Marksman gets taken out too.
can't clap, though.
Just
I
like that,
can't.
they
I
don't
just
just
can't
want
clap.
one, they want 2. BTK
too late
is
here.
on the board here.
Yeah, and just like that, this is what we were talking about before. Shades of what we've seen. I believe it was from OG being able to dive underneath the tower. That's not going to save you from a team like this. They're going to make sure they get that kill, get that advantage from them. 25 seconds left for the
See, I
Pirates
told you
as
already.
well.
Watch this. Game's over.
I
Bro,
almost can't
AYL
even
just surrendered,
recognize
bro.
BTK from game 1 till now. They have really, you know, shifted gears here and turned on the heat, being able to apply pressure onto Alo Gaming. They're not playing reactive anymore. They're making Alo Gaming go ahead and
Dude,
play it
this-
on them.
Yeah, and here
It's
right
like
now, Bozane
crazy.
does go ahead and engage with Alonso. Is going to back off there. Shark coming around the side, feeding that information to Mobazane, making sure he understands what he's up against. There, 4 members of Alo Gaming. In comes Hoon, trying to put some damage on. Not going to be able to find it just yet. And it's going to look like
Damn, they
Tyrant's
don't
gonna
really
go
care
over
about
to
the
side
purple
of
one, huh?
Alo Gaming.
Yeah, it seems like a
The
little
first
bit
10
of
minutes?
a front there as Gan and Mo
Oh,
and
1v1?
Full-born Marksman kind of distract
Damn.
the side of BTK, make it so that they kind of
Dogs are
retreat
no
away
fight,
and
bro.
think they got away from it. All while Kaiser was just soloing that Tyrant. So first Tyrant actually goes over to Alo Gaming, even though they are kind of behind in the game.
Yeah, but it's those little things that kind of add up. Like we were talking about before, the big frustrating part was that Best Player was able to kind of steal away a lot of those objectives. Here, I want to say Halo Gaming just taking the breath, getting those objectives that they need.
Absolutely. The side of Halo Gaming is definitely scaling up here. We see Ganmo firing a lot of blades out. Shark taking a lot of punishment here. They don't have that much sustain. Agudo does give their team a little bit of sustain, but look at all this poke from Ganmo here and Flowborn Marksman.
Yeah, and this is one of the problems that I was thinking about.
Bro, someone is coughing on the background. You all hear it?
Woo, almost down to 10%. They're gonna have to abandon.
As long as you all don't die, we're good.
Very quickly by
They got turret though.
And all that poke is enhanced by the Tyrant as well too, right? Since they get that.
Wait, you all hear it, chat? Someone's coughing on the background.
Supercharging their.
Yo, you good?
There, making it so that BTK is not able to defend that tower. Ooh, Zane barely gets away there. Did not get Keka there. It was really close, but he's able to hold strong and recall in the face of Halo Gaming.
Yeah, right now.
Oh no!
On the side. Oh, it's just like we were talking about Gan and Mo Lomax.
Wait, Hun died too.
Pick off onto Moba Zane with those blades, and that's just the value you get out of a Gan and Mo pick.
We were mentioning this is gonna be a tough game to play Arlie here.
Bro, 6 minutes? No, we good. We good. Late game Arlie.
Against Gan and Mo with a bunch of blades. He's against a Flowborn Marksman, a Dharma here. And we saw right there, there's not much he could do. They threw the blades behind him. He jumped forward, and then he jumped into another set of blades here.
Yeah, and
Thanks for the dono.
Halo Gaming moving from tower to lane, trying to put these down.
He had
BTK
to make
has yet
another
to be
one.
able to kind of take a tower, and I want to say the momentum to slide in favor of Halo, and they need to be very quick.
Absolutely. We see a little bit of a fight coming out in the mid lane here as Doxa actually ends up soloing Hoon there while they were taking the bottom tier 2. The BTK is not that behind. They were ahead. They definitely flipped the economy here. Halo Gaming is now up the.
My brother flicker for that.
Beautiful flash by
Wait,
Friday.
diveable.
Not much follow-up
No?
for his team to go ahead and confirm as they just brute force down this tower here.
Okay, we good.
We
good, we good.
Okay,
But we are losing macro though.
Just bang their head, run wild into that until they bring that down there.
But we win. I think we win
they are
team
gonna be able
fight,
to,
no?
pick up that first tower, but I want to say, like,
I'm pretty sure we win team fight.
Macro.
The tower here is so fucking squishy, bro. Holy
another
shit.
tier 2 towers from BTK going down.
Absolutely. I think Halo Games kind of identified that if they just play the game by the book very traditionally, they're not going to do well against BTK. So now they focused on more of a map playstyle. They're not going for these small fights. They're not trying to challenge BTK mechanically. They're trying to, play the thinking game, sending people where BTK is not. And because of that, they're up 4 towers on BTK.
Yeah, and that's a very interesting point to bring up. They're not even concerned about fights. They're just going to out-macro them. Doesn't matter how many kills are on the board. They're just going to continually push these, pay attention to the map, and realize where BTK is. Be on the opposite side of the map, pushing there. Speaking of
gotta
which,
find
I do wanna say
Dharma.
a little bit of a flank coming in from Doxa. Comes in, lands on to Shark, not able to catch anything just yet. Now landing on to Best Player, and Shark in trouble. Going to be there on the tail to kind of help assist with that escape.
Kaiser was just so tanky there with double ultimate coming out from Dolia. Dolia is doing a great job of resetting this Kaiser ultimate, and he is like the ultimate front line for the side of Halo Game. He's able to take all those punishment as well as dish it out.
Oh, I'm wondering if this is a Tyrant fight that BTK actually wants instead of trying to push an opposing lane there. Picked up very quickly. Halo Gaming side.
I can't even comment.
Choice. They take that Tyrant down very
I don't know
quickly.
shit.
Tied at 2 and 2 apiece, but I want to say this is quickly starting to get some momentum for Halo Gaming.
But they gotta kill
Seems
Gunmo,
like
bro.
BTK starting to play a bit timid here now that they don't have the momentum, right? They're getting poked out by the Ganemo. They're trying to, kind of churtle in their
Low-key,
base a
just
little
dive
bit
that
here.
guy.
And we've learned throughout
Who's
today,
stopping
man,
you
playing
guys?
reactive like that is not going to be good if Halo Gaming does not make any mistakes. We see the Ganemo and Dolia, kind of stealing a lot of BTK's jungle here and trying to, just choke them out and take all their farm.
Yeah, we're at about a 2K gold deficit for BTK.
They don't have anyone to dive the gun and no.
On BTK's jungle, and there's really not much that they're able to do here. BTK, and we've talked about it, I mean, you don't want to be at a point where all you can do is kind of hide in your base. Unfortunately, there are just some games where there is not much of a choice. You know, diving underneath the tower here, ALO Gaming looking to kind of take this down. BTK looking for an opportunity. They might find
okay.
Back off.
Dolian no ult, Dolian no mana. Dolian no mana. Oh, he's crazy. Oh, flickered wide.
Trying to dive into the back line. He's alone though. Nobody else there on the backside.
I don't even know what's happening.
Like the rest of BTK trying to latch onto a
Zane was crazy for that.
Nobody goes down for either.
But he made it work. No flicker.
Was such a messy fight. I'm surprised no one went down there. Zane actually
God
went in
damn.
1v3 for a bit of an outplay there. Gets
Bro, I'm
everyone
cold
on
as
side
shit.
ALO
I need to
really
wear my
low before he ducks
socks.
back. Same
But I can't. I have to watch
on
this.
the side of ALO, but no one actually ended up going down. But while no one's going down, ALO Gaming has been taking the last 3 tyrants.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping to see maybe an annihilation, one of those rogue annihilations, try to steal up the tyrant from Hoon. Unfortunately, it did not. Right now, I want to say BTK in a bit of a pickle. What do you do at this point to kind of take back this fight? You're looking for an opportunity. You're looking for a mistake to be made by ALO Gaming, and right now they're just not providing that. Speaking of which,
good, right?
Has been latched onto. Oh. Rest of the team locks onto him, puts on the damage, and he goes down quickly.
We're fine, bro.
Look at that Kaiser there with the double ultimate. Just no real, I won't say no real strategy, but he just brute force and walks straight towards BTK. He knows he has the stats, he has the numbers there, and just takes out best player in front of his whole team. There's not much they can really do about it, as they're now
they're low
down the high ground. BTK, this is getting bad really
we
quickly.
cleared waves.
BTK.
We good.
Yeah,
bro, that shit is not even possible, bro. That shit is not supposed to be possible, bro. Oh!
Fly Chicken in trouble is gonna have to flicker himself to
nice.
safety. But
Gunmo dead.
So many answers with the range that you get from Lomax on this Ganon Mo that it's chunking down. BTK, they try to go in, they try to get some vision, they try to understand where they can get the advantage. All the while, Lomax is just chipping away at them with those blades. And speaking of which, Best Player might be in trouble.
We good.
Himself out of harm's way. The rest of BTK from the side looking for an opportunity. Big matchup happens onto the side of ALO Gaming. They're looking for the engagement. In comes Fly to Chicken. And
God damn, these fights are fucking crazy.
No worse for wear.
I would say BTK played that fight really well, but once again, they're getting a little bit stat check there, right? They're landing combos, Fried Chicken with a nice 3-man knock up there, but they just don't have the numbers yet. There's so
it's
much
not even the hero,
it's
the game.
On the side of ALO Gaming, and they're ahead on gold as well.
The games are, the fights are messy as fuck.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, they're slowly, unfortunately, being choked out. There needs to be a big play. They need to kind of, this is the point where you're kind of, are we going to spend the rest of the game in our base, or are we going to try to make something happen? And if that happens, everybody needs to be on the same page. Speaking of which, Fly Chicken actually might be in a bad way up at top, being chased down by the side of Doxa.
Chick? Nah, Chick is fine.
Just unchecked going throughout the map here. He's hit his late game. This is where he is going to be the strongest. There's no one that can really match him. No one that can really DPS him down either. The Arlie needs to get kind of close. And if you get close to that, it's going to be really hard, especially with Ganon Mo providing air support from the back too.
Yeah,
but they got the big dragon, the big purple dragon bot lane. Holy Ganon Mo is annoying as fuck.
Where they just cannot linger in range. Speaking of which, they're gonna go ahead and try to dive in
no.
there.
Oh, we good. We can defend. We can defend.
To get the CC on there. A couple of tower shots go on to ALO Gaming, but they are continually trying to poke out this core. Now moving their
we don't have 3 towers anymore.
Oh,
they have to fight. Nice. No more marksman. No marksman. No marksman. No marksman.
Get into there, finds a kill. Only 1 down, but they decide against chasing down ALO Gaming.
Beautiful flash combo there coming out from Fried Chicken.
But they don't got marksman, bro.
The Flowborn marksman takes them out and kind of, you know, stifles their push. But here's the thing, that is 3 high grounds down for the side of BTK. That is basically the death sentence in honor of Kings here, as the side of Alo Gaming is going to be continuously spawning elite minions. As you see Kaiser go ahead and once again force a fight. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, best player in a bad way there, ulted out.
God damn, we could have waited for Charlotte. We could have waited for Chick.
Very quickly, that's going to be 40 seconds. He can't be back out on the map. You see,
Holy Kaiser.
still trying to put out some of the damage.
Why is the Kaiser so tanky if it's Freya?
To find a kill. And this
God
has been the story
damn.
the entire
No
time.
objectives again, bro.
Unfortunate for BTK right now, they just don't have the damage to be able to kind of really make
we
that
could have
impact.
waited.
Meanwhile, on the side of Alo, they have that range. They have that damage. They have that frontal line in the form of that Kaiser, able to take so much damage. And then, of course, Dolia right there to reset that ultimate as well.
Absolutely. BTK needs to basically stall it until Tempest here. That's really the only way you win when you have 3
Oh, he
high
messed
ground
up, he
down.
messed up.
These lanes are gonna be
Okay,
perfect
nice.
position. Big fight comes out.
Oh, we good
Who
now.
gets a kill onto Dharma here?
We good, we
Critical
good.
round, so this could be what they need here.
Yeah, I mean, Huda had a great match, had a great combo there, able to take down Dogcell, but yet again, BTK just not in the position, and not just on
That
BTK,
Dharma is
this
a
is
noob.
on Ayla Gaming too. As soon as somebody goes down, they immediately back up. They don't try to force it, they don't try to get revenge, they immediately back up because they no longer have the advantage. So they're playing this as smart as they can.
I will say though, it's getting dangerously close to that Tempest Dragon here. If BTK could stall out every single one of these little wins they get where they take out one person and, you know,
Tempest
push Alo
game
Gaming
might
back,
be.
that buys them a minute or two. And
I
once
can
they get
do
to 2
something,
minutes,
bruh.
if they
I'm
win a
here to
fight like
cheer.
that could really turn the game.
Yeah, I mean, we're still waiting. There's hope and to pray for BTK. Not a single tower left on the map here. They're getting those little pickoffs. They're really kind of enforcing that when Ayla tries to come in there. Now you can see them kind of setting up. Does BTK feel like they really need to force this fight? Or, I mean, you see them all kind of grouped up here, but I'm kind of wondering, are they going to try to make something happen here at this Overlord down to
Is it
about
Gib?
15%? They're trying to
Or
make it
fightable?
out from the
Low-key
side.
fightable, bro.
Kaiser is able to get it. Alonso picks up that kill there. Now BTK in a fight, looking for the escape. Fly Chicken might be in a little bit of trouble here. It is going to be saved there by Hoon, who
Bro, why is there no
pushes
like full team
Alonso
fight, bro?
back
God damn.
off of him. But now we have the Overlord. We have those minions that are going to be coming.
No, we
down
good.
into base, especially with no towers.
Bro, I cannot be a
This
cheerleader at
is gonna be
night. That's the
potentially
thing,
the
chat.
final push here for Alo Gaming. If BTK could survive
can't
this
be
push,
loud.
they should be able to make it to Tempest
can't be
Dragon,
loud.
but it is not going
I
to be
think it's
easy, as
defendable,
all 3
though.
waves are pushing, and
We
that
have
enhanced
Nua.
Shadow Vanguard is in that bottom lane there. They have the Nua. They have the composition to try and wave clear here, but they might not have the juice to take out
Oh
the tanks.
no.
Nua
Yeah,
getting
lots
a
of-
Okay, no marksman, no marksman. Chicken.
Yeah, and who gets taken down? Boba Zane is next on the docket. Oh, Fly Chicken is able to find a kill of his own, but gets taken down in game 3, very steadily going to Alo Gaming.
Alo Gaming taking that game there. The writing was kind of on the wall there, right? They were, you know, slowly pushing in to the side of BTK, taking one tower at a time. And then once they lost that Overlord there, that was going to be the final push. If they're able to survive it, maybe they can make it to Tempest Dragon. But when Dharma takes out Hoon, gets a nice combo, there's nothing the side BTK can do. Even if they wipe the side of Alo Gaming, they just don't have to wave clear to kill all those enhanced Vanguards and such.
Wait,
to
how-
just go ahead and push
Bro, I didn't even see. I was looking at Zane.
competition to try and
Oh, he
out
got
Vanguard
fucking
is in
punched.
that bottom lane there. They have the
Let's see the
Nua,
Dharma,
they
bro.
have the competition to
Oh
try
my
and
god,
wave
that's too close. God damn.
Vanguard.
I
is
thought he got
in that
flickered
bottom lane
on.
there. They have the Nua. They have the competition to try and wave clear here.
I was
but
watching
they might
Zane.
not have the juice to take out the
It's okay, it's okay.
There was a point, I think it was like 3 or 4 members of BTK there having to turn around because
It's
they're
okay.
taken down all the way to like 15% health. And that just kind of like really started this road of where there just wasn't an answer. Every single thing that they tried to do,
We good.
They were just getting pushed
Chat,
back.
we're
And not
playing
just
tomorrow
that,
2 games,
but I wanna
chat.
say every little
I'm
advantage that
probably
BTK
gonna watch
had,
everything.
They get a kill.
You know what I
This
mean?
Immediately, Alo Gaming are like, all right, guys, let's hold up. We don't have the advantage anymore.
God
let's go ahead
damn.
and back back up and get back to some.
I think we're
these
fine.
objectives here. So BTK
Bro, we good,
weren't
bro.
really able to take advantage of that.
good.
So I mean, a
We
great
good.
gameplay by Alo.
Absolutely. I think AO Gaming identified what their strengths were in game one, right? BTK,
2-1?
their weakness is kind of that rotation,
good, bro.
playing the map a bit.
Do they have
And
another
their
match?
Game two, they kind
Or
of
just
tried to,
BTK
play
or
a
they're
little
still
bit more their
turning?
style,
They're
team
still
fighting
turning,
wise,
bro.
and tried to,
They
know,
still have,
challenge
like, 6
BTK's
games, I
mechanics
think.
there, and they lost because of that. So
Same
they kinda
time?
went
No.
back
They're
to
gonna
how
be
they
early
won
tomorrow.
game
I had to
one.
be early
They played
tomorrow.
the map. They tried to outmaneuver BTK and expose that weakness, and that's what we've seen in this game here today. In the early game, they didn't really try to go for that many fights, right? They tried to trade.
was a good
towers,
game,
go
though.
where BTK wasn't,
First series,
and because of that,
bro?
they were able to outmaneuver BTK in this game here and take.
Wait, let's
the
see.
match.
Let's see their matchup tomorrow.
So
Let me see.
prognosis. Zane's Arlie. How are we feeling?
Bro, it's good,
I-
dude. What
hey,
the fuck?
It's really tough to judge Zane's Arlie for that game there. That was a really tough game there. But I respect
No, they're
that you
playing
pulled it out,
Twisted
though,
Minds
'cause if you're gonna be a
tomorrow.
pro in Honor Kings as a marksman, you're gonna need to
Yeah,
know
they
how to
beating
play
them.
Arlie there. And I
They
don't think
beating
AO
them.
Gaming was ready
They
for
beating
it either.
them,
That's
bro.
why they gave it away, right? The
Twisted
word
Minds
around
tomorrow
the streets was
and
Zane is not
9
really
ZG.
that comfortable on Arlie, but it seems like he's comfortable enough to break it out, right? I wouldn't say he's really the reason they lost or is
Then
because of his
OG night
Arlie there,
last
right?
day.
It's mainly that they're still struggling when it comes to rotations and playing the map, and that's something that you're gonna have to learn with time here when it comes to Honor of Kings.
Yeah, I
Bro.
would kind of put it on the same level as what we saw from Best Players Pay, where.
Do we
I
have any
mean,
match? No, that's it.
Pay's
Chat, that's
usually
it.
very
That's
good,
it
but
for
I mean,
BTK.
when you're looking at this wall of CC, where every which way you turn, you're
They
getting
will have
CC'd
Palme just pray.
and, pretty much just
But-
bamboozled. There's not much that you can do.
Chat, they're playing tomorrow
and that
twice.
comes with the learning curve.
We watching
Where
that?
do these heroes shine?
And that shit's
Where
gonna
do
be
they
early because
falter?
look at the time today.
How
It's fucking
with-
2:30 by
and
the way.
with that, does my skill match up to be able to kind of take on some of those challenges?
They're
that the
versus
enemy kind of presents
OG
with it.
and 9ZG
Unfortunately, like we
tomorrow.
said, there's a lot of wiggle room here, and we're talking about a team
Oh, shit.
that.
Hey yo. Anyways, chat. I'll see you all again tomorrow. Invite someone to top with you? Nah, we could. We do it once. We do it solo queue. I feel like you're gonna be dead. Nah, I'm not. I won't. I'm gonna go back to sleep. Bro, they're versus OG tomorrow, bro. Same time? No, it's not gonna be same time. It's gonna be earlier. Because they started at 1. Their last game is 1. So their first game is gonna be at 9. So it's just 9 to 1. Probably like 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Or 2:30. Chat. At least we know that they don't follow schedule. If the game is early or like other series is done, they just gotta start the next game. Alright, chat, yo. Have a good night. It was good games though. 2-1? That's not bad, bro. We win tomorrow, bro. Easy. Y'all have a good night though.